Okay, hi everybody. I'm Doug. Nice to see you out there. Today we're going to go through a review of the Keyflower game, and let's talk about it. So the first thing is components. Components are pretty good. There's not much of it. It's just, you know, the little bit of cardboard hexagons and the meeples, but I don't have any complaints about it. The artwork is nice. It's not my favorite artwork. Like, I mean, it's not Terra Mystica or Dungeon Pets, but it's okay. It's good. The replayability. Now that's something to talk about. In Keyflower, it comes with a whole bunch of different hexagons that you're not going to necessarily play each game. So every game's going to be slightly different. And certain hexagons or tiles that you might be expecting to come out won't come out at all. So it's really neat to kind of play again and see, you know, what things change, and you know, you were hoping for something but it didn't come up, so there is a bit of luck, but you know, not much at all, because really your focus is to work on what you have and try to build an engine with that. Also, because you can use other people's towns, it's not like you're stuck in any, you know, situation you can't get out of. You know, everything that's out in the game is available for you. So you might, you know, get that one tile that you wanted, and the other tile that you wanted, you know, you lost to player 2. Well, yeah, it's in player 2's area, and maybe he'll get the 5 points for it at the end of the game, but you can still use it, you know? In actual fact, you can go and, you know, slap him around by taking that spot. Now, saying that, at any time, or no time during the game, I felt like I was really burnt by somebody going on one of my spots, or not being able to get that tile. There's always a way, you know, with careful thought, to get the same outcome from a different route. And that's important. Like, I mean, one thing that frustrates me is just being kind of cheated, like, well, you didn't get that worker placement spot, so too bad, now your whole strategy's kind of thrown out, and you can't do anything about it. And it's really, you know, annoying when that happens. Well, in this game, there's enough moving parts that you can always say, well, I can't do this, but I can do this, and hey, you know what, this is even better. Why didn't I think of that before? Oh, geez, now I can do this and this and this. So there is that organic, you know, way to think through the problems that are on your, you know, little town. So I really enjoy, you know, building my town and utilizing other people's spaces and utilizing the spaces in the general area. You know, the one thing to say about going on other people's spots is, you know, there is a little bit of take that, and some people might not like that, but I really think, like I said before, I think that there's not much of a problem there. Player interaction. Well, we talked about that a little bit already. There's lots of player interaction here. It's not direct. It's not like, you know, I'm going to bomb your buildings like in Manhattan Project. It's very subtle, but it really works, and I think it's thematic. Like, you know what, I don't have a woodcutter in my town, so I'm going to go over to your town, use your woodcutter, and haha. Now, the great thing is when I take my meeples and I place them on your woodcutter, those meeples are staying there in that town, and they'll go back under your screen. So basically, I'm paying you. So there's a lot of times where I'm like, I'm not using that. Oh, hey, yeah, come to my woodcutter. Use it all you want. Hey, I'll even upgrade it for you so you can get 3, right? And there's a lot of opportunity, for that. So a lot of the time, it doesn't feel like people are necessarily, taking away your actions. It's more like you want them to come into your town and utilize, your tiles, because you're going to get more actions the next round, which is kind of neat. The more meeples you have behind your screen, the more workers, or the more workers you have, the more opportunity you have to activate different tiles. And there's certain games where, one player at the end of the game would have a mass of workers, the green ones even, just a pile of them, and able to, continue to do actions even after everybody passes. Now that's a little bit of an annoying thing. This is, if you've got a lot of people that have, AP problems, or like take a long time to think about where they want to go, it could potentially get, slow. Now saying that, time-wise, the game, hour and a half, I would say, is the fastest time I've done. 3 hours was the slowest time, but, we're having some beers, and we're, joking around, and we're, having fun, so that's like any game. I would say it's lighter than Terra Mystica, 100%, but, you can get a little bit bogged down. But it's board games, right? That happens to almost every board game I've ever played. Okay, mechanisms. We talked about the mechanisms before. It's a worker placement game. The cool thing about it is that you are also bidding for those tiles that you'll be able to use or build into your town and use for worker placement. But I really love the fact that, just because you bought that tile doesn't mean that it's just yours. You're really looking at everybody's villages and seeing what is out there. I like how the point system comes out later in the game. It's usually in the in the fall. There's some point tiles. Now, almost all the tiles have points on them, but there's certain tiles that will say, if you have a bunch of ore on this tile at the end of the game, you will get such and such points. And that's kind of cool because, you're building, you can see that progression. And you would think with only 4 rounds that the game or your little village wouldn't get very big, but it does. It really feels like a little bustling city down there. And you're moving things around, and I like how you just don't get resources, you have to place them and move them around, and it's really thinky, and that's what I like. It's a good Euro game. So overall fun. This is by far one of the better games out there. I think it's great. It looks like it's dry when you look at the cover, but there's so much interaction, there's so much fun. I mean, one of the best games I had in the last month was Keyflower, and we were all hollering and laughing and making fun of each other, and it was great fun. We were the loud group during the evening. So overall, it's great. As a rating, I would give it 10 out of 10. So I hope you like this review. It's one of my first. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.